So here we are in the Max booth, still working to get things set up here for the Off-Road Expo. But we've got another one of these JK boxes on display. This, we feel, has addressed all of the minor little idiosyncrasies regarding the product development. It comes in a black crinkle coat finish. We've grown the product by a ½ inch in its vertical height to store that troublesome roll of paper towels. Trimmed out on all 4 sides of the top edge with our Track 1 profile. We've now also incorporated a sliding top into the drawer as well. One thing that I've struggled for in doing the R&D on this is finding a flat surface to set things on. Because the box is a full extension drawer slide, it's a long reach to set items up on the flat portion of the top. Plus, if you've got additional gear on top, you may not even have that at your disposal. So we came up with a very simple sliding drawer top out of aluminum that not only covers the contents of any items that you might have in the drawer, but provides that flat working surface. The oval cutout here not only serves as a handle, but also allows that latch to pivot up through it to actually lock the drawer into the enclosure. That just shuts the same way, and down with the T-handle. We are at the 2010 Off-Road Expo at the Pomona Fairgrounds here in Pomona, California. Obviously a parking lot setting here. We are installing a new product for Max Custom Tie Downs. It's a 2007 to 2010 JK Series Jeep Expedition type storage box to keep all of your cargo out of the elements, secure, locked up, out of sight, out of mind. So for whatever reason, Jeep decided to mount the rear seat with 2 nuts down on studs that are put through the floor pan and a single bolt as the center locator. So you just remove those 3 pieces, and then the bracket drops in place, and you simply put the nuts and the 1 bolt back in their original position. Okay, so Robin's got the 2 nuts off the studs there and the 1 bolt out of the floor pan. He's just going to set this bracket in place and put all that back together. Front corner of the box on each side is how that integrates on the mounting plate. So that pivot pin, if you will, drops into the bracket and then down and around the corner, preventing the box from being able to just lift itself out of there.
You want to zoom in tight on the bracket to show people what it goes into?
Going to slip this in forward here. Then I'll get one side in. My side is in. Is your side in? Okay. So there it is in place. So at this point the box is in place. The only thing left to do to complete the mounting is to install our striker plate. What the striker plate does is allow this lock to function, which holds the box to the floor of the Jeep. With that completed, we're done. Cool thing about this, the JK has 2 storage wells in the floor from the factory. One is just a stash area that you can put anything you want, and the rear one holds the factory scissor, jack, and lug wrench. So with that in place, this can now tip up, giving you access to that floor. With that flip forward, we now have access to the factory jack well, and we can install this striker plate. This side must drop in first, and then those just get snugged in place. Now we'll need to verify its location, but that's pretty darn close. And again, there's sufficient adjustment room here. So we just want to verify that with that, you can see here that this lock tab, not only does it swing through this striker plate on the box, but then it's a double striker. So this one and this one come together in the end to form a pretty robust theft deterrent. So you can see that these 2 will align themselves when we drop this down, and with that in place we'll be able to turn that lock and remove it, and now the box is locked to the floor of the Jeep. There's adjustment obviously in height as well as being able to shift it left and right. That is all there is to mounting this product. So that gives you all kinds of space to stow your gear.
Have you measured how much cubic feet or anything?
You know, I haven't. That would be a really good thing to do. The other thing that I wanted to point out to you, Dan, here on the camera is the reason that this is staggered a little bit to the left is we believe that the big market for this product is for Jeep owners that have really well-optioned Jeeps. And unfortunately, Robin's got a Jeep that doesn't have the factory subwoofer. If it did, the factory subwoofer would reside right here. That's why the bias is the way it is, and it's shifted a little to the left to allow clearance for the factory subwoofer. So you'll get the track system, the divider kit, the floor covers, the tie downs. Let's point that out too, Dan. This is our Versati Series 3 track. So just in case all this gear that Robin's got with him won't fit in the drawer, he can choose the parts and pieces that he wants to strap on the top of it. And with the ability to tie it down, he's ensured that it won't join him in the driver's seat. So you can strap items every which way on top of this enclosure. This enclosure is roughly 35 inches wide, so that would give you about 35 tie-down positions left to right and about 28 front to rear. So it'll surely hold down whatever it is that you wish to put on top. Let's throw some gear in this thing, Robin, and see what it'll do for us. Open it gently. Probably won't rock.